Okay, so now we're going to do site visit targeting. Now what site visit targeting means is that if somebody visits your site or a specific web page on your site, it will then trigger the workflow and then we'll take an action based off that. So to get started, we click try it, and I'm going to select the domain I want to have it triggered on. I'm going to select Bowtied Systems, and I'm going to select my ZoomInfo course. There we go. And then, since I don't want irrelevant companies, I'm going to configure the industries I want them to work in. So in this case, I'm going to do software. For a headcount, I'm going to do 500 to 1,000. For financials or funding, I don't care about this, so I'm going to leave it open. Same for company attributes and type in model. So for location, I want them to work in the US. And for technology, I don't care about this either, but if I were to, I'd simply type in what technology I want them to use, Zoom for example, and then add that in there. So I'm going to remove that. Now the key to building out a ZoomInfo company filter search for workflows is treat it just like you would an advanced search. If you treat it just like you would an advanced search, you'll be perfect. So we have the trigger. So this triggers the action and then the action. What is it going to do after it gets triggered? So in this case, I want it to pull 3 contacts. Now, when you're setting this up, it's very, very easy to just burn through all your bulk credits for the month if you're not careful. So you make sure it's very targeted, and also you limit the amount of contacts it can find per company. So if I had buying committee, I could select buying committee here. I don't in this case, so I'm going to do a job title. So I want a C-level or a VP that works in the sales department, and I want them to have all, not any. Any is you want mobile phone number or direct phone number or business email, right? So in this case, I'm going to do all. I want them to have a mobile phone number, a direct phone number, and a business email. I want it to have a high accuracy score because I want the best contacts, so 95. And I want them to be in the US. From there, I simply click apply, and then I get to configure this. So record type, do you want it to export companies and contacts, or just companies, or just contacts? In this case, I want companies and contacts, and I want to assign it to myself. Now, if you had users in a specific territory, you could assign it to people in a specific territory and not have to worry about that. So we're done here. Now I'm going to turn the workflow on. Now this is live. I'm going to close this. And then this is the page it's going to bring you to. Now it's going to be empty because I just created it, but if you created one already, it will populate with data. I'll show you what one of those look like here. So let's select this one right here. So I have 7,440 contacts or actions, I should say, that have been completed. I can see the dates they were completed on and in the general trends. I can see all the companies and contacts that were exported here. And I can also just export this to a CSV if I'd like as well. So if we go back to the workflow list, that workflow we just created, let's edit it. So I click Edit Workflow. I want to change the title. So targeting, we'll do test. Okay, I'm not going to change any of this information, but if I were to, I would simply configure it like I would normally. And I turn the workflow on, and we're on. So yeah, that's how you set up site visit targeting test. I highly recommend it. You configure it for demo pages or contact us pages or something along those lines because it demonstrates high intent.